Okay, so this is the first box we are taking. I like to run from my root terminal. So I'm just inputting my password. Um, um, just giving a minute. All right, so this is my root terminal. I like to run from here. And as you can see, this is my Kali, and over here, this is the Windows operating system that we are going to be breaking. So first thing we do net discover. Like that, net discover -i ETH0 is the command, is a command line too. What it does, it discovers every IP on your network, or every device that has an IP address on that network. Yeah, that's what net discover actually does. So this takes a while. Actually, it really does take a while. So um well, what we are doing is discovering, and then I don't actually know the Windows password for either administrator or user, else I would have logged in to check for the password, but I don't know it. So if you see the currently scanning, it's just going. So we are waiting patiently. All right, so we have one IP address 10.0.2, the three. Let's wait and see how many others actually pop out. All right. All right, so we're still patiently waiting. Just patiently waiting for it to load. Still waiting. Still waiting. I think APT. I can't remember what APT is. Advanced persistent threats. It's one of the arsenals in the hacker's bag. The ability to just chill and wait for stuffs while they do take their time. If you're a coffee lover, go get coffee. If you're a tea lover, get tea. Something like that. Just this is going to take a while. So alright, so let's check out this. Let's do an map for this, the first one that's come, while waiting for the other ones. We're on a 10.0.2.3, so we run and change this IP address, and we do a 10.0.2.3. Alright, so 10.0.2.3. That's what we're having here, and we're waiting for it. So let's see which one has come out again. Alright, let's check my IP address first. I'm on 827, so yeah, I like to clear my tab, so let me clear it. Okay, so 2.3 is out of this normal box. There's nothing there. All ports closed. Yes, it's 5,535 ports filtered, so too many fingerprints. Alright, so we have 2.10 and 2.1. Okay, let's run it again. Here we have 2.3, so let's run 2.10 and 2.1. Again, nmap. I'll just clear this. Run 10.0.2.10. Alright, then we'll go back and then we'll run 2.1. So this is 2.3. Alright, so if we have filtered ports, TCP ports, which means it's protected behind a virtual box, firewall rather, and then when we see this MAC address, you see all of them are supposed to have the same MAC address. It deceives. That's what VirtualBox does. It deceives the virtual machine that all of you have the same resources. All of you run on. You are the one that have all the hardware resources and all of that. You try just tricks all of them to think they actually have all of the resources to themselves. When we know that they actually do not have all of the resources to themselves. Yeah, that's that. Alright, so let's see other scan. So this is still going. So we have the last one, 2.1. It's an unknown vendor, but let's open a new tab. Nmap, clear this 10.0.2.1. So this is going, and we hit enter. So this starts. So this is still going. So we've cleared this. Alright, so this is not our attack box. Yeah, this is not our attack box. Yeah. So like I was saying, 65,535 ports. So long as it shows that filter, which means it's behind a firewall. It's either it shows filtered or it shows reset. So it's behind a firewall, and that one is definitely not our attack box. Alright. So let's wait and see which is done. So this one did OS and service detection performed, but no ports were opened. No, no, nothing. Alright, so trace route is literally telling the system that okay, this is it's showing you that okay, this is the number of hops, this number of IP addresses it jumped to find information about this IP. Well, and then we see it only did one hop straight from when we scan straight to the end. Alright, so we have 3 and counting. So let's see. Oh, interesting, this has run. Alright, so this is our attack machine. This has a lot of so many things. Alright, this is the unknown machine. So it has one port open, set 53 domain. Okay, that's interesting. So 2.1. Actually, if you check our scan, okay, this is 2.3, and then we have 2.10. Yes, we have 2.10, and then we see so many ports open. Ooh, I have something interesting here. Windows. So if you run this, let me just cancel this. Yeah, so at least we've seen our machine. We've seen that it is Windows. We saw that last tab here. This last tab, see, it's Windows 7. Yeah, so one of the first things I like to do is go out to the web, and that's why I just open my Firefox, go out to the web, and then see which device is running on and all of that. Yeah, so let's just try and let's see what is available up there. So I don't know if Firefox takes so long, so let's open a new tab. And then let's just, I'm trying to, what I do first of all is just to check if there's any web thing associated with it. So I'm on 10.0.2.10. Yeah, so just to see if there's any web page, web server, anything, just check, is there anything associated with it. Okay, so we have unable to connect. So let's search something else to see if we are okay. Apple, okay, Apple came out. All right, so it shows that we are good to go. So this is unable to connect. It shows that yeah, there's nothing available inside there. If you look, I don't see port 80 open. Port 445, that is 443 is the web, but now we've seen that okay, the same MAC address like that other one, remember, it deceives it and thinks it's the only one that has the stuff to itself. Yeah, so we see the operating system detection, Windows 7 and all of that. Just search around, see OS and service detection performed, and the OS, as we've seen, is Windows 7 operating system. Yeah, here we have Windows 7 Ultimate for that matter. We have all of these ports open. So out of 65,553, we have a number of them open. We have ICMM, Microsoft RPC, NetBIOS, Microsoft DS. And like I said, you don't have to cram all of these ports. You just know what they do. You could browse them, check them, and all of that. So the first thing I do after confirming, I just want to search if there has been exploit before of this thing in the wild. Has somebody tried to exploit it before in the wild, something like that. So I come here and I just paste it and I search for either exploits or payload. I like exploits actually. So I've done exploits. Alright, so we have interesting stuff. One from Rapid7 are my guys. I like them because they give like a walkthrough. And then we see exploit database. So exploit database is like a database that has a lot of vulnerable information. So what happens is when a security researcher cracks a website, he comes on exploit database and then he uploads his stuff he's finding on exploit database. So we have CVE details as well, giving us different CVE on Windows 7. Yeah, but you could just go around, but I like these two. Let me just go with these two. So they've opened up Rapid7. They give a walkthrough. Exploit database has an offline version inside of Kali. We'll make use of that. It's called Searchploit. Alright, so we'll make use of that. So CVE details are given by security researcher. When a new vulnerability is found, you are able to exploit it to give a CVE detail. So this is Rapid7. Alright, so MS17017 EternalBlue. So it has given us. So if you scroll down, you see a walkthrough. Yeah, there it is, the walkthrough. They give you a walkthrough of how you can exploit the machine. That's why I like them. This is exploit database, the hackers database. There's a version of it inside of Kali. You could literally just search it and you find exploit database. Alright, so look at the name. It's the name I'm concerned about right now. SMB remote Windows kernel pool corruption, but it's MS17017 EternalBlue. Look at this other one. It's the same with the other one. Alright. So next I would like to do a search exploit just to check it, just to confirm it. It's not like it's not there. And then I just want to confirm it. So I'm going to run a search exploit scan for this. a minute. Okay, so I'm just checking. All right, so I'm seeing Windows 7 as OS, Windows Server, Microsoft 7, and then what we see is Microsoft 7 to 8.1, but we are not concerned about 8.1 because this system is Microsoft 7, although there's an 8.1 inside here, but well, let's just stick with Microsoft 7, although you can run it on 7 and 8.1 as well, so long as it's the same vulnerability. But the idea is easy OS is Windows 7, run it on 7. If you have upgraded to 8, which means you're running on 8 now, yeah, but you get the idea. Just play around with it. So we've done with this, so I can clear this. I like to keep my tabs in it. So I do search exploits. Let me remove this, and then I paste. Let's see, we can paste a lot of things. You can paste EternalBlue, you can paste SMB, EternalBlue, or you can pay MS17017. So let's see what is common. All right, MS17017 is common, so let's copy that. Yeah, so we have it here, MS17017. So let's copy this and paste it inside of search exploit. So search exploit is the offline version. You can run this search exploit stuff without the internet. Yeah, so it's the same remote code execution. So look at something here, SMB remote code execution. Let's look at this stuff. Okay, so we see eternal romance and so many information, all of the stuff that probably not related. All of these are exploits, but that's not what we are looking for. We are looking for SMB, remote code execution. So remote code execution means you can execute a code remotely and get a shell. That's what we call remote code execution. You can control somebody's laptop from your comfort and from the comfort of your room. That's what remote code execution literally means. Yeah, and all of that. So look at this. This is eternal romance. What we are looking for is SMB, remote code execution. Now just look at something. Yeah, you have EternalBlue, SMB, remote code execution. Look at, it's literally the same thing. Where is exploit DB? Yeah, so look at EternalBlue, SMB, remote code execution, MS17017. Voila, that's the same thing we have here. All right, so this is what we have. Glory to God, we found what we're looking for. We found the exploit DB, we found the search exploit. Obviously exploit DB and search exploit the same thing. Search exploit is just the offline version. All right, exploit DB, you could run it, you could actually search for it, or just come there and search for it. You could come there and then you could search for it. Yeah, so now we are moving on. All right, let's try to, okay, see down here, so exploit DB. So let's search for it. So this is exploit DB, you can search for it, and then you see the same thing is offline version is search exploit. So it's like a summarized version inside of search exploit. Yeah, so let's go on with execution. Now this box is not supposed to take time. Alright, so okay, I opened something, I'm sorry. Okay, so the next thing to do is to exploit it. Since I found it in exploit DB, I found it in search exploit. We are going to use MSF console. MSF console, which means Metasploit. Metasploit is a tool. It contains a lot of payloads. When I say payloads, I mean scripts that have been written by multiple hackers in the past, and then use them to exploit. Now the beauty of it is you have hundreds of scripts already pre-written, but to be an effective hacker, you would have to have a knowledge of programming. I keep emphasizing this all the time. You would need to have a knowledge of programming, understand, so that you can be writing script. Now there are two ways to defect. There are certain fields in cybersecurity that don't need programming. Ethical hacking or the hacking, pen tester is not one of them. You could become a security analyst. These are the ones that majorly don't do stuff. The digital forensics, they have tools, but they don't necessarily write script. If you write script for digital forensics, you'll be an added advantage. So while waiting for this to run is extracting the Metasploit framework. That's how you start it. That starts from the command line, MSF console, or you can just search it in your apps. Alright, so it has opened. Now you could either use people's tools, which means you pay, or well, you pay. That's it, literally you pay. So now we're in Metasploit. So we are going to try to exploit this. We can either use the walkthrough, or we can just go. The walkthrough is on Rapid 7. Remember that. Alright. So I'm going to search. I'm supposed to use search is the keyword. So I'm trying to search if this vulnerability exists inside of Metasploit. If it exists in Metasploit, then we can exploit it. Actually, no, search is the command first. So I'm searching. Let me paste this and hit enter. Voila! So we see we have the same thing. All of them are MS17017 sorry, but not all of them are EternalBlue. The first one is EternalBlue. We have 5 0 1 2 3 4 5. The first one is EternalBlue. Second one is PSX whatever. There's EternalBlue, Eternal Romance. I don't know who creates that, but you get. So this is what we're looking for, the first one. So without wasting time, let's just go straight to the box. Yeah, EternalBlue. This is what we're looking for. Beautiful. So see it here. EternalBlue, remote code execution, EternalBlue. That's exactly remote. That's what we're looking for. So we've seen it. The next command to do is to do a use. So use, you could either press 0 or you could type the whole stuff under 0. So me, I prefer to use 0 instead of typing the exploit /windows /smb 17 blah 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 blah. So no payload configured, defaulting to Windows default. This is a default payload. Now you could set payloads. You could decide to just free it. Let me try to see if I could set a payload. How does that payload look like? I know it's set payload. I don't know if it's a capital letter. Okay, let's try small letter. Payloads. Then okay, payloads, Windows x64. I really can't remember how payloads are set. Let me see if autocomplete will work. Autocomplete does not work. Autocomplete does not work. So I'm trying to autocomplete. It's not working. Alright. So x64 Metapreter. Yeah, it's not working. Let me not spoil what I'm using. So let's try something. Metapreter. Yeah, it's not working. So let's just use the default. Okay. Yeah, let's just make use of the defaults. let's not. I'm trying to remember how to set payload, but this is default payload they've set for us. Payload, which means the script that is going to run and do the attack. So we are telling the script, do this for us, create a reverse shell, that kind of vibe. And then this is the default one. So there it is. Now ls, yeah, oh sorry, I'm so sorry, not ls. Yeah, options or show options, whichever options. So we have remote host. We should be able to set our remote host. Yeah, see what we need. Remote host is current settings. There's nothing there. Is it required? Yes. So there's everything required. There's yes and there's no, blah 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 and all of that. You just set them. Literally you set them by typing the word set. So we see the same payload. Let me see if I can navigate to this payload. Let me see. Anyway, so let's set our remote host. Let's set our remote host here. So we are setting our remote host. I'm sorry, it's looking like my communication broke in between. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'm sorry. So set remote host. You literally can just set remote host by typing set our hosts inside of here. Set our hosts as the remote host. Then you set the remote host. And then my remote host is the Windows machine. Hope my communication wasn't breaking at any point. 10.0.2. something, and then I have my L ports as well, which is supposed to be remote port is the port you want to, is the IP address of the machine you want to hack. So we don't know it. It's Nmap that brought it to us, so we can try to set it 10.0.2.10. So we can follow X. Let's see rapid 7. It's telling us to set targets. Yeah, show targets, set targets, and all of that. So let's set targets. You can use show options. We necessarily don't need to, but you can use show options. So let's set our remote host. That's the machine we want to hack. Then everything is set actually, but okay, still connected. My battery is low. Let me just quickly wrap up this. So show options, show targets based on what Rapid 7 is showing to us. Okay, set target, sorry, not okay, show targets. Yes, let's show targets. There are different targets we could set, but here we are seeing Windows 7, Windows 8, but let's just go with it's already there. Let's do automatic, Jerry. Let's not come and overdo and set something that is not right. So let's allow automatic targets to go. Just use the 0. Just leave it like that. Let it do its thing. Okay. So options. Let's check our options again and see what we have. All right. So we have everything set. Everything that requires a yes is set. Our local host as well. So that's options command. Our local hosts down there is also 10.0.2.7. Yeah, this is the Kali Linux attacker machine. 10.0.2.7. Exploits. You can either use exploits or you could use run. It depends. I think these guys use exploits. Yeah. So you can either use exploit or use run. Exploit is just the fancy guy, just exploits, that kind of vibe. And then it starts reverse shell creating blah blah blah. So on first try it might not work. You have to run it over and over and over again, but most times on first try it doesn't work. That's persistence, the ability to stay on a target here. So let's see this run. Oh wow, we are in. Interesting. All right, so let's just check around. I'll see a number of stuffs. All right. So we are seeing that it started trying the connection. Target is vulnerable. Interesting. Connecting to the target for exploitation. Target connection established. Exploitation. Target OSM. All of those things you can just do here. So for this particular machine, we don't have much to do. This is where this machine stops. You can just do hash dump if this machine allowed us. So let's check and see if we could do who am I in this machine. Does it allow us to do who am I? Okay, let's do hash dump. Okay, who am I first? So if it allows us to do who am I, remember it's a Kali Linux command. Oh, okay, this is a metapeta shell. Windows doesn't allow who am I. It doesn't know who am I. So let's do ls. Okay, ls is taking time. Whoa, look at that. So it brought out a lot of information. I just want to scroll to the top and see. We are seeing different files. I just want to see the top. Let me see the very first file. What's the very first file? So we are seeing different files. Wow, this is a lot. No wonder it took a lot of time before it could output. Oh, sorry about that. So we are back to our shell, and then what's the first file? Okay. Alright, so I'm seeing it's Windows System 32. Alright, so we are going down to where we came from. Now this box has ended. The only thing we can do here is to dump hash. Yep, so we could use Hashcat, other websites, or any other tool to crack these tools. These are the hashes. This is this machine now. If you know the administrator or guest user, see it administrator, see guest as well, and then see user. Sorry, every system has a guest as well. So these are the hashes. You could try to pick it up, crack it, and then voila, you gain access to that, and you are in. That's it. We are done for this particular box. All right, if there's any question, please let me know. I'll see you when I see you. And this is, I think this is all for this particular box. If you had